Welcome everyone to the Be No Real Estate Show. What's going on, man?
Another day in the life, man. Another day in the life.
Yeah,
we we
yeah,
brought somebody else to the tribe.
yeah. I'm here with my man, the game changer, Mr. Mac Humphrey.
Here we
And
go.
guess we got a special guest today, everyone. We got Mr. Sean Williams. Now we talked about on the last show about inspections. We just touched a little bit about the inspections, and we said, you know what, we need to get an expert here to actually talk about inspections. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we got my man Sean Williams here, and we're gonna talk about inspections. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, doing great. Thanks for having me, David.
Man, this the expert. This the man that get it done. He gets on top of them roofs like nobody I know.
We
So
making you get on roofs, man. I do what I can.
yeah, he be jumping on the
That's what I
roof.
was saying for every
He be
time.
in them attics and everything, in the roof attics. He checking out everything in the house, man. So I love getting him. You know what? The most important thing, he's a professional. It's hard to get
Yeah.
professionals these days. Sean is a professional. Not only he gonna get out there, he gonna take care of his client. He gonna actually put on some when it's bad weather. He putting some stuff on his shoes and
Right. Make
everything.
make sure it's
Oh
all good.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's taking care of business. That's what I like about Sean. So Sean, we talked about inspection, how important it is to get an inspection done to a home because people saving up all their money to get a house, and it's one big investment. We want to know how solid the house is. So the only way we're gonna find out how solid the house is, we got to get an inspector there to go check out the house, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell me, I don't know, tell me why do we need to have an inspection? What do you do as an inspector? So let the people know what do you need to do. What are you doing out there?
So what I'm doing is I'm inspecting a home to a standard of practice.
Okay.
That standard of practice for me is internationally. I'm internationally certified.
Okay.
So when I go look at a house, I have a list of requirements of things that I have to look at. Some things that I may not be able to reach. Some ways I will actually exceed the standard to
Okay.
give the best information, but primarily for health, safety, peace of mind. Those are the things that we're looking for. There may be some things that could be compromising the health or safety, or that could cost a lot of money. We're looking for that first. There may be some things you may need a contractor to help you fix down the line.
Okay.
That'll be in the report too. There may be some things that are on the honeydew list.
Okay.
Right. That might be in the report too, but it's very important to kind of set those expectations because we never want to really turn or make a mountain out of a molehill.
So tell me some of the more important things that you cover when you checking out a home.
So I actually offer sewer scope inspections. I have a sewer scope camera myself. If I, scope a line, I want to make sure, I can tell what kind of material it's made out of, make sure that the integrity of the line is good, that there are no offsets or things that could cause significant damage, roots,
Okay.
things of that nature. So that would be one of those things that's in that box one that could actually cost a lot of money if it's
Okay.
compromised.
Now, from a lender standpoint, I never really get too involved with the inspection. It's more like the appraisal. So I got two questions for you, man. You're gonna help me here, and everybody knows I've been doing this for a while, and I still got questions
Right.
about this side of the business.
Okay.
So, with a lot of people wanting to waive inspection, I mean, talk to me about that. Like, why is it a bad idea to waive an inspection on a property, and where is it maybe an okay idea to waive an inspection?
Well, I mean, from what I understand, the market, of course, a lot better than I do because I deal with more of the technical aspects of it. But
Yeah.
sometimes those are requirements that they say, hey, you can't object to anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a good idea to get an inspection because you will at least have the information of any defects that may be wrong with the
Right.
home. And then you can at least say, if there is something that is significant, you know what? Never
Right.
mind.
Right.
I don't really want to make this investment. So I think that's a good idea to at least get an inspection, even if you can't object to anything. But waiving an inspection is just not a great idea because you never know. You
Right.
really want to have that information.
Right. And like it would seem like if somebody's really pushing waiving the inspection, that's almost like a red flag.
Absolutely,
It seems like
absolutely.
it.
I mean, there could be something that they're hiding, and that's never a good look for somebody
Right.
trying to live somewhere for 30 years.
I totally agree, and I never push people one way or the other because it's not my gig. You know, I just give away money. That's all I do. Call me money giver awayer.
Awesome.
Man, you got to be a fool not to have an inspection.
That's what
I'm gonna
I-
say it, everybody. If you don't have an inspection, you're a fool.
That's what
I do not tell any of my
Only
clients.
David would just come out and say it like that.
I'm sorry. I don't tell my client to waive any inspection. If nothing, if you're gonna say I want to waive the inspection to get this deal, we're gonna have an inspection anyway.
Anyway, you just
I want you to look at everything, but I still don't,
you're just not objecting to
No. Now you gotta have an inspection, man. It's rough because guess who's gonna come back on? You.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's gonna get sued?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
So it's just not a good idea. I know a lot of realtors do it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk their clients in, and sometimes you can win the bid. But if it's gonna cost that client $50,000-$60,000 later
to win the bid, that didn't make any sense.
it didn't make any sense. And then they always looking for a scapegoat.
Yeah.
So I say don't do it. But
No, I agree with doing it 100%. I have to have that conversation a lot of times with real estate agents and clients, and I have to just say straight up, my job, I have a fiduciary responsibility to my client.
Right.
And that means protecting your asset.
Right.
Whether that is an asset that you have in the bank that you've been saving up or an asset that you're buying right here. Right. That's my job. And my job is always, and just like yours, is to go out there and look out for people. Hey, if this is an issue, you're not going to go, well, it's not that big of a deal. You let them decide whether or not it's a big deal, right? The other question I had is, what differences are there from, and this may be easy, what are the differences in inspection and appraisal? Because I know the appraiser goes out there and is measuring things and doing this, doing that. But a lot of clients don't know the difference between why do I have to get inspection and appraisal? They think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? How's it different?
My phone has rang sometimes and said, "Hey, I need to schedule an appraisal." You have the wrong number. I can schedule an inspection for you. But I mean, the appraisal is a value-based assessment, whereas the inspection is more of a condition-based assessment. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to assess the condition of the property. There are a lot of different factors I feel that are attached to the value outside of the actual condition of the property. So the appraiser's job, I don't necessarily want to. Well, I could say it's probably harder because they have to use a lot of metrics outside of this, one tangible piece of property to come up with their determination. Where everything that I'm looking at is typically
right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's what makes my job a little easier. But of course, I do have to go to the standards of practice and look at everything just to make sure that it's right.
Yeah.
But what I noticed, just because I go to appraisals and I go to inspections.
Right.
Appraisal person ain't getting in no attic.
No. And well, every now and then. They got to do when they have to do measurements in there. I have seen them go and do measurements. But
I've seen them do measurements on the outside. I never seen them doing inside, getting in that attic. I seen them do it on the outside, and they go do all their measurements, what they need to do. But I'm not seeing them going in that attic.
We pay extra for that.
Okay. Well, they might do it if they see something on the inspection report that the underwriter might say, "I want you to check out." I don't know. You tell me as a lender.
Nah, they probably won't see that, but
Right. Okay.
Unless it's health and safety. I mean, that's the only time I think where the appraiser, and the inspector kind of like meet in the same alleyway, and go, "Hey, well, there's a problem here, and this is health and safety."
So when they say health and safety, what are they saying?
Missing handrails, carbon monoxide detectors, carbon monoxide hazards,
locks, broken locks.
Patio door doesn't lock. Broken glass windows. Sharp shards of glass.
Okay.
Like that. There are a lot of different things that you can come into on that
mold.
Health and safety side. Mold. However, in the standards of practice, mold is such a difficult thing to assess that if I see it, of course I'm going to call it out. If I smell it, if I detect
that's what I'm saying.
Smells like it, but mold could be behind the wall. So you always want to get an assessment by someone who can do a mold test for you if you see mold, and then of course,
Okay.
you want to have it remediated properly, things of that nature. So it's not to dance around it. Like if I see it, I definitely call it out. And then you also, a lot of times have to, mold is a health thing. So it's like
That's
if
what I
someone
mean. That's
doesn't
what I was
have
talking about.
have an allergy to it, I can't say it's adverse to somebody's health if I don't know their medical condition. So it's really kind of one of those
Or
things.
the type of
That you-
mold and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
all those
Yeah.
different things.
Okay, and is a furnace safety, or do you deal with the furnace, or
Yeah,
what?
there are a lot of components on the furnace that are related to safety,
Okay,
and also you want to make sure that it works, that it actually is heating the home properly,
okay,
lots of different things like that. So
okay,
absolutely,
okay.
the mechanical systems are extremely
Gas
important.
lines, all that stuff. Huh?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're digging in pretty deep.
Yeah,
It's
and I
not
really have to
surface.
be kind of a Swiss Army knife. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So everything from the foundation to the roof to the furnace to checking electrical outlets, looking at the electrical panels. So there are a really broad variety of subjects to have information on and to know that it's right.
Right.
So it's very important.
And also too, I tell people, you first of all, you have a report.
Right.
Inspector job is to tell you everything was wrong with the place.
Right.
That's how I was like. He gonna tell you everything that's wrong with the place. Now, it's certain things that are major and certain things that are considered minor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's subjective usually to your clients. What's major
Yeah.
and what's minor to them, and then we do go through negotiations at that time
Right.
with the buyer and the seller during that time. So
That's
it,
actually, I don't want to cut you up, but you're gonna you go ahead. But
Go
I
ahead.
got
Go
something
ahead.
about that. So, do you give prices when you say, "Hey, this is broken"? Do you say, "Well, this would cost about this much"? That would help, like the real estate agent negotiate. I never asked these questions to us, so I'm loving having you here.
Not necessarily. I mean, of course, I like to defer to a qualified contractor
Okay.
in any particular area because you might have somebody could do it for this much. You might have somebody could do it for about this much.
Okay.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? And,
So you don't really
and
give a
there's
range or anything on your inspection, or
not in the report. No.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
sometimes if I have general knowledge, I can share a little bit, but I always say, hey, talk to a
Contractor.
qualified contractor.
Right.
Who can
Okay.
give you a good answer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So you do the standard quote, the regular.
Well, not necessarily. I have a separate service that's purchasable where somebody else does quotes and things like
Yeah.
that, but not necessarily myself.
It's just
Absolutely.
it's smart. I mean, most
Yeah.
people don't want to have to shop around for that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I get it.
Okay. All right. Well, man, we appreciate you showing
Yeah.
up and
Showing
doing
up.
your thing.
Showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for having me.
so why don't you give me your information?
Yeah, so Sean Williams, Iron Phoenix Inspections. You can go to my website, ironphx.com. And if you'd like to schedule an appointment, 720-500-2971. And once again, thank you very much,
All right.
Mr. Babineau.
All
Game
right.
changers, Matt.
Game
Thanks,
changer.
man.
You want to
Appreciate
give me
it.
your information?
No. I'm just kidding. No, always, man. You can always find me, man. 720-771-1308. Matt Humphrey, Game Changers Lending. Hey.
All right. David Babineau, Coldwell Banker Realty. Phone number is 303-903-0395. Hashtag the real estate man 24/7. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Thanks. All right.
How long was it?
I don't know. You're supposed to be seeing it.
Probably about 10.
Oh,
That
no.
was long.
Yeah, it was probably 10, but that was a good 10.
Yeah.